In the spring of the year 70 CE, Titus marches his legions from the coastal plain to Jerusalem. He is boiling with anger. It has been 4 years and the Roman army has not succeeded in suppressing the stubborn revolt that broke out in Judea. The Jews fight courageously for every piece of land. Even the esteemed commander Vespasian, Titus' father, could not defeat them. Now, after his father's appointment to emperor, it is Titus' turn to manage the campaign. He commands the most powerful war machine in the world. Tens of thousands of trained legionnaires equipped with advanced weapons, sophisticated breaching tools, and lethal artillery. Against the mighty Roman army stands a small force of fighters who will fight for their freedom until their last drop of blood. The final battle of the Great Revolt against Rome begins. It will be a battle that will never be forgotten. In the dark of night, Titus brings up his soldiers from 3 directions to Jerusalem. As dawn breaks on the 14th of Nisan, the eve of Passover, the residents of Jerusalem awaken to a sight that makes their blood run cold. 60,000 Roman soldiers, thirsty of war, surround the city from every direction. Too late, the rebels join forces against the true enemy. What they lack in weaponry and soldiers will be reinforced by acts of bravery and unrestrained daring. The Jews take the initiative and respond quickly. They attack ferociously before the Romans take up positions. The surprised Romans scatter in all directions. Titus himself escapes from the war. Before the Romans managed to recover, the Jews returned into the city and closed the gates of Jerusalem. These walls are main problem for Titus. Jerusalem is built on a hill and surrounded by 3 fortified walls, each stronger than the other. To break such walls, Titus must build huge ramps, siege towers, and battering rams. With these huge catapult stones, Titus' soldiers bombarded the Jewish defenders, thus ensuring that they would not disturb the building of the ramps. Each of these stones weighs about 26 kilograms and flew at a speed of tens of kilometers per hour. When a stone like this crashed into the wall, it was better not to be there. Under heavy artillery cover, the iron hammers climb to top of the wall and pierce it. The noise is so loud. The largest battering hammer of all, known as Nikon, the victor, was the first to break the wall. The Roman soldiers burst into the Beit Zeta neighborhood. They slaughtered the residents without mercy and set the entire neighborhood on fire. Within a few days, the second wall also fell. The Jewish defenses begin to weaken. Titus renews the attack and advances his soldiers to the internal wall, the strongest wall of Jerusalem, known as the First Wall. The Antonia is the largest and strongest fortress in Jerusalem. It was built by the king Herod to the north of the Temple Mount in order to control the temple. Titus planned very well. He knew the moment the Antonia falls, the temple will fall. And when the temple falls, the Jews will lose all hope and Jerusalem will finally fall into his hands. but he could not know what will happen next. In the daring action, the Jewish soldiers succeed in digging tunnel under the ramp built by the Romans opposite the Antonia, setting fire to its foundations and making it fall to the ground with the soldiers. At the same time, Simon Bar Giora attacks the ramp opposite the first wall and sets it on fire. Hundreds of Roman soldiers are killed and wounded. All at once, the Roman attack is halted and the entire Roman army is driven out of the city. Stunned by the failure, Titus gathers his commanders urgently and decides to change tactics. If it is not possible to break into the city, he will surround it from out and starve the Jews to death. In just 3 days, Titus builds a giant siege wall around Jerusalem, 7 kilometers long, that effectively blocks off all supply lines. Now, starvation sets in to cruelly afflict the city. Wealthy men are searching for the scraps of food, and small children whose parents have starved to death wandered the streets in search of a piece of bread. The tension in the city grows. Those who are left with little food eat in secret, while others try to evade the zealots and escape from the city. Most of those who try to flee are caught by the Romans and crucified on wooden beams around the city walls. Fatigue and starvation weaken the Jewish fighters. This is Titus' chance to crush the Jerusalem. The Roman army is concentrated on one task: to conquer the Antonia fortress and enter into the temple. The Jews tried to prevent the capture of the Temple Mount and sabotage the building of the ramps. They shot flaming arrows, threw giant stones, and poured boiling oil on the heads of the Roman soldiers. Romans keep shooting arrows and catapult stones. They hit the walls with such power that even the bravest Jewish fighters cannot hold them off. After hard battles, Titus' soldiers gained control of the Antonia. On the 17th day of Tammuz, Titus commands to destroy the mighty fortress of Antonia. To this day, the 17th of Tammuz is commemorated as a day of mourning on the Jewish calendar on which the walls of the city were breached. The temple ceased completely, and during the following 3 weeks, the Jews are going to struggle in bloody face-to-face battles in the courtyards of temple, as it is said in Lamentations 1:3. All her persecutors overtake her in dire straits.